Good morning. Buenos dias. Bendiciones. Feliz Dia de San Fideles. Today is the feast day of Saint Fidelis, Capuchin friar who gave his life as a martyr, shed his blood for Jesus. And brothers and sisters, as we're looking at virtue, which is that great path to seeking the good and having a habit of seeking the good, and of course the greatest virtue is love, we contemplate Jesus crucified. The Holy Father said this week that the crucifix explains everything. It explains everything. And so when we are going to confession, preparing for your first confession, for many of you, and moms and dads and all the families, we invite you to go to confession with your children. We remember that we do it before the crucifix. This is a difficult crucifix to look at, but it helps us to see what sin does to love. Jesus has perfect virtue. He is all the virtues, and especially love, perfect self-gift. He chose the good all the way to the end. Remember, the gospel says, loving them to the end. And so when we prepare for confession, we make an examination of conscience, and we open up to contrition, which is what the penitent needs to do in the first place, right? That means we need to have sorrow in our soul. We don't just go to confession and say, I hit my brother, I lied, I stole, I overate, I look at impurity, and then we walk away. No, remember the Holy Father was telling us at the beginning of Lent that we want to be ashamed in our hearts and say, Lord, I don't want to hurt the one that I love. Right? If you love your mom or your dad or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your best friend, your BFF, and you hit him across the face, you say, no, I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt the one that I love, right? And brothers and sisters, this is what sin does to love. Right here. It crucifies the one that we love. And so we're involved in the crucifix. And so the Holy Father says this explains everything. God so loved the world, he sent his only son. He so loved the world. So it's all about real, authentic, divine, sacrificial, true, genuine love. That's why we go to confession, because we want to love. When we sin, we turn away from love. We break love. We say, no, I'm not going to love. And when we sin mortally, mortal sin cuts us off totally from love. There's no anything, right? So Jesus comes to take it away. Don't be afraid to go to confession, to learn about this now, and to open up to real contrition. Have deep sorrow and then detestation for sin. Remember, contrition means contrite. It means it's a word that has to do with grounding down, like to powder. It's like we get ground down. We allow ourselves to be humble before God and say, Lord, grind down my hard heart, right? So that I'm ready to open up to new life, to have a new heart, that you put my heart back together with your love, with your Holy Spirit. And so then we say, and I don't want to sin again. I detest sin, right? Just like you have something you don't like to eat, you say, oh, I hate that. I don't want to eat that. No, we say, I hate sin. That's the one thing we want to hate. We detest it in our act of contrition. And so many people are dying right now from coronavirus. If they can't go to confession, they're able to make a perfect act of contrition. And if you can't get to confession right now and you're in mortal sin, you committed one of the commandments against them and you chose to do it. You knew that you did it. And that's what mortal sin is. It's big, you know it, and you choose it. If you make a perfect act of contrition, that means that from all your heart, because you love God, and you know that when you have the soonest possible moment to go to confession, you'll go to confession. But for right now, I ask for forgiveness, Jesus, mercy with all your heart. God will forgive you, because that's all he wants to do. That's why Jesus came. So let's prepare to make a good act of contrition, a perfect act of contrition every day before we go to bed. Say that, please, with your parents. Mamá y papá, por favor. Estamos en este momento de preparación para la primera confesión. Queremos animar a todos a prepararnos mirando al crucifijo. Dijo el Papa esta semana que el crucifijo explica todo a nosotros. Todo. Porque tanto amó al mundo Dios, Papa Dios, que mandó a su único hijo. Es amor perfecto. Aquí está. aquí en este crucifijo es lo que el pecado hace al amor, al amor. Eso es porque queremos confesar, porque no queremos ofender a la persona que amamos. Esto es el pecado. El pecado no es simplemente regla, mandamiento en un papel que decimos en la confesión, ¿no? He robado, he mentido, he pegado a mi prójimo y me voy. No, 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 no. Tenemos adentro del corazón contrición, tenemos esta grande pasión y emoción de decir, Señor, lo siento, me siento tan malo de eso, porque yo estoy envuelto, metido en este crucifijo. Mis pecados hacen esto al cuerpo perfecto, corazón perfecto, divino de Dios, amor mismo. Entonces, Él quiere lavarnos totalmente. No tengamos miedo de prepararnos para una confesión en estos días, profundizando en lo que es este milagro de perdón, de empezar de nuevo del corazón de Dios, de su preciosa sangre y amar como Jesús ama. Que Dios les bendiga a todos.